Was it interesting throughout your life, kind of learning those behavioral traits with each species of catfish, and kind of like you explained there with not really knowing with a flathead how they can fool you?
I mean, it's just things that if you're on the water and fish form a bunch, you kind of pick up on. I try my best to pick up on patterns. I think patterns are a way to stay on a fish or to catch fish more consistently than fishing just a spot or looking for spots. I mean, certain spots are good at certain times and they're not at other times. So the better you understand that, the more consistent you can catch the fish. Sounds simple, but it's not always so simple. But it's fun, and noticing how they bite is just kind of a pattern. They'll fool you too, though. Like blues they'll hit it and run sideways sometimes, and you think you got a flathead, and sometimes a flathead will KO a fishing rod and make the drag sizzle in the rod holder. You just never know 100%, but there's definitely trends and things that kind of play out.
As we kind of get close to the summer, can you maybe talk for our listeners about the Midwest? Let's just, I'm located in Iowa. You talked about your Iowa background. Just maybe some tips for them on how to try to locate, big catfish and different types of, I guess, streams to look at, areas, maybe, I don't know if I want to say habitat or just features in the water they should target or things like that.
Well, one of my favorite things about the Midwest, and I'm down south now running trips, but I'll be back in a couple weeks, and I'm excited about it. The Midwest is super diverse. You have a lot of smaller streams that support wonderful channel cat populations and some big flatheads. And then you also have the Mississippi and you have the Missouri, and then you have a bunch of reservoirs sprinkled in there. Illinois, Iowa, Missouri, Nebraska, Kansas, like all those states. I mean, Wisconsin, I mean, southern Minnesota, South Dakota. I mean, just the list goes on of every one of them states has excellent fishing opportunities in a variety of, and you can catch fish in a variety of different ways. And that's like my favorite part about the Midwest. The thing I don't care for much is the cold, which is why I'm down south right now and had been. But those small streams are probably your simplest, most straightforward place to try to get on fish consistently. Um, but a lot of it just depends on what type of fishing you want to do and how big of a catfish and how you want to catch them. There's opportunities in all of it, but I'd say the foundation of most of my knowledge that I have for catfish started within fishermen. And if you're wanting to get into catfishing, there's a book called Channel Catfish Fever that In Fisherman put out. I think it was authored by Doug Stange, Steve Quinn, and Otis Smith, who, in my minds, are legends in fishing, and not just catfishing, but just fishing in general. And they cover how to consistently find and locate catfish in small streams. And I mean, that book is responsible for I don't know what percentage of the catfish I've caught in my life, but definitely well over 50% of them.